The world of sports stood still. In an instant, the anticipation and excitement that had been building for years came to a screeching halt. News tickers flashed, FIFA strips USA of 2026 World Cup. The words seemed almost impossible to believe, yet there they were, scrolling across every screen. The impact was seismic, like a headline from a parallel universe. Fans and experts alike struggled to process the magnitude of what had just happened. In newsrooms from New York to London, journalists scrambled for answers, phones ringing off the hook as editors demanded updates. Was this a hack? A joke? But confirmation came swiftly from FIFA headquarters in Zurich, leaving no room for doubt. The statement was cold and final. The United States, the primary host, was out. No explanations, no appeals, just a stark announcement. Canada, once the junior partner, was now the sole host. The torch had been passed in the most unexpected way. The decision was immediate, non-negotiable, and shocking. It sent shockwaves through every corner of the sporting world. Across the US, a collective gasp was heard. The disbelief was palpable, echoing from coast to coast. In sports bars, patrons stared at screens, stunned. Conversations stopped mid-sentence as reality set in. On construction sites, work stopped mid-swing. Even those who weren't soccer fans felt the weight of the moment. Social media exploded with disbelief and fury. Hashtags trended worldwide as millions demanded answers. For years, America had been gearing up for this moment, a celebration of soccer's rise. Cities had transformed, communities had rallied, and dreams had been built. In a single press release, that dream was shattered. Hopes that had been nurtured for a generation were dashed in seconds. The world's biggest party was canceled for the hosts. The banners came down and the music stopped before it could even begin. In cities like Los Angeles and Dallas, which had invested millions, the sense of betrayal was palpable. Years of planning and investment now seemed wasted. Mayors and city officials faced a public relations nightmare and financial black hole. The economic ripple effects would be felt for years to come. How could this happen? The US had met every deadline, fulfilled every requirement. Every box had been checked, every promise kept. The stadiums were ready, the infrastructure in place. Everything was set for a historic tournament that would never happen. The joint bid with Mexico and Canada was a symbol of North American unity. Now, broken. The spirit of collaboration had been replaced by confusion and disappointment. FIFA President Gianni Infantino appeared at a hastily arranged press conference, citing unforeseen logistical and security challenges. The world watched, hungry for clarity. His words were vague, offering little comfort. The lack of detail only deepened the sense of unease. The message was clear, but the reasons were not. Speculation filled the void, left by official silence. The world was left to wonder, what went so wrong, so fast? In the blink of an eye, history had changed, and no one knew why. The journey to host the 2026 World Cup was years in the making. It began with careful planning, countless meetings, and a vision to unite a continent through the world's most popular sport. Built on the legacy of 1994, the US had become a true soccer nation. The passion of fans had grown, filling stadiums and inspiring a new generation of players and supporters. The united bid with Canada and Mexico promised a tournament of unprecedented scale, bringing together three countries in a spirit of collaboration and celebration. 16 American cities were selected as hosts, each celebrating like champions. The announcement sparked hope and excitement from coast to coast. Cities poured resources into stadiums, transportation, hotels, and security. Local governments invested heavily, determined to put their best foot forward on the global stage. Fan zones were designed, volunteer programs launched, and local businesses stocked up. Communities rallied together, eager to welcome the world. Billions were projected to flow into the US economy. The tournament was expected to boost tourism, create jobs, and leave a lasting legacy. It was more than a sporting event. It was a national project. Families dreamed of attending matches, and cities prepared to showcase their culture and hospitality. The reversal was a brutal blow. The news sent shockwaves through communities, leaving many in disbelief. Suddenly, those gleaming stadiums felt like monuments to a broken promise. Economic projections vanished overnight, and the future looked uncertain. Contracts for everything from catering to security became worthless. Businesses that had prepared for a windfall now faced losses and layoffs. In Kansas City and beyond, communities felt deflated. the sense of pride and anticipation was replaced by disappointment and frustration. The emotional investment of millions was wiped out in an instant. Fans who had waited a lifetime for this moment were left heartbroken. The American soccer dream had turned into a logistical and financial nightmare. Organizers scrambled to make sense of the sudden collapse. The story was supposed to be one of triumph, not loss. Instead, it became a cautionary tale of hopes dashed and opportunities lost. The U.S. Soccer Federation had worked tirelessly, promising FIFA the most successful tournament ever. Their dedication and optimism had inspired millions. Now, all that effort seemed for nothing. Years of preparation, planning, and dreams were packed away in boxes. The silence in once buzzing host city offices was deafening. The echoes of what could have been lingered in every empty room. FIFA's official statement was a masterclass in ambiguity. It cited logistical and security concerns, praising Canada's unified support. The official reason, a single country host, was now more manageable. But rumors swirled. Insiders spoke of tensions between FIFA and the US government, disagreements over security, visas, and tax exemptions. Some said American lawmakers balked at FIFA's sweeping demands. Others pointed to the volatile US political climate and fears of unrest. Was this about risk or a power play over money and broadcast rights? Some whispered of institutional revenge for past US investigations into FIFA. The official story was simple, the unofficial one, a tangled web of politics and power. The economic consequences for the US were staggering. Over $5 billion in projected activity vanished. 16 host cities faced massive budget shortfalls. Millions already spent on infrastructure and marketing were lost. In Philadelphia and Seattle, major projects halted overnight. Small businesses, hotels, restaurants, merchandise suppliers were hit hard. The ripple effects spread through the economy, from transportation to security firms. The fallout extended to the stock market. Shares in hospitality and event companies dropped. The U.S. Soccer Federation faced a financial crisis, its development programs in jeopardy. Beyond money, America's brand as a global host was damaged. Hosting the World Cup was a matter of national pride and tourism. Now, the narrative shifted. America, the rejected partner. The reputational damage was real. Questions about the country's reliability as a host lingered. The emotional contrast was stark. In America, the mood was mourning. Fans devastated, dreams dashed. Social media erupted with anger, conspiracy theories, and demands for answers. Videos of fans burning FIFA merchandise went viral. For many, it was their Olympic boycott moment, a sporting dream snatched away. Meanwhile, Canada erupted in celebration. In Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal, people poured into the streets. Canada, once set to host just 10 matches, now had the entire tournament. It was a moment of immense national pride. For a country often in America's shadow, this was a chance to shine. Prime Minister Trudeau promised Canada would be ready. The mood shifted from disbelief to determined optimism. Coffee shops buzzed. How can we pull this off? While America mourned, Canada began planning the celebration of a lifetime. Canada's euphoria quickly turned to action. The celebrations in the streets were just the beginning as the country realized the scale of what lay ahead. Hosting 10 games is one thing, hosting all 80 is another. The magnitude of the event demanded a level of preparation never before seen in Canadian sports history. With just a year and a half to prepare, the challenge was immense. Every day counted, and every hour mattered as deadlines loomed. Stadiums were the first hurdle. Toronto and Vancouver were ready, but more were needed. The existing venues would not be enough to meet FIFA's strict requirements. Cities like Edmonton, Calgary, and Ottawa scrambled to upgrade facilities. Across the country, construction crews worked around the clock, racing against time. The government formed a special task force to coordinate preparations. Federal, provincial, and municipal leaders joined forces, determined to deliver on the world stage. The country's vast geography posed logistical puzzles: how to move teams and fans across thousands of kilometers. Transportation networks had to be upgraded and synchronized. Despite the challenges, a wave of national unity swept the country. From coast to coast, Canadians felt a renewed sense of pride and togetherness. Provincial governments and corporations pledged support. Volunteer recruitment soared, with thousands eager to be part of history and help make the tournament a success. The Canadian Soccer Association, once a junior partner, now led the charge. Their leadership inspired confidence and rallied the nation's soccer community. New training sites, hotel blocks, and ticketing strategies had to be created from scratch. Every detail, from accommodations to ticket sales, required careful planning and innovation. The opportunity promised to transform Canadian soccer forever. Young players across the country dreamed bigger, inspired by the world's attention. The pressure was immense, but so was the sense of purpose. Canada was united, determined to rise to the occasion and leave a lasting legacy. The global reaction was a mix of shock, sympathy, and schadenfreude. In Mexico, confusion and solidarity with the US prevailed. The dream of a North American World Cup was dead. European officials quietly welcomed a simpler, single-host tournament. In South America and Africa, suspicion grew. Was this FIFA's autocracy at work? Social media was less diplomatic. English fans mocked, others sympathized. The soccer world was divided. Some saw necessity, others injustice. The White House issued a terse statement demanding answers. Other world leaders congratulated Canada. The event became a talking point in international relations. The World Cup was always more than a game. Now the politics were laid bare for all to see. The long-term consequences for North American soccer are profound. In the US, momentum could stall. MLS faces setbacks, expansion plans in doubt. The casual fan may turn away, slowing soccer's growth. For Canada, it's a game changer. The Canadian Premier League will get a massive boost. Grassroots programs will surge, and the national spotlight will shine brighter than ever. The US-Canada soccer relationship is now strained, unity fractured. Future joint bids for major events are in question. Politically, a new rivalry is born. The event forces a re-evaluation of soccer's place in America. Will this setback galvanize or demoralize US soccer? It's a moment of crisis and opportunity. The landscape is forever changed. FIFA's decision signals a shift in global sports politics. It's a reminder, FIFA's demands are non-negotiable, even for superpowers. Countries will now weigh the risks of hosting against the whims of FIFA. The move may end mega bids, favoring smaller, centralized tournaments. For Canada, it's a chance to shine. For the US, a moment of painful introspection. How America responds will shape its soccer future. The 2026 World Cup will be remembered for its drama as much as its matches. It's a cautionary tale about sports, money, and politics. The beautiful game has shown its power to unite and to divide. The game goes on, but it will never be quite the same.